Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to this Friday, May 10th edition of Guadalupe Valley Views. I'm Megan Barthels, and coming up next weekend, it's the annual Sweet Home Volunteer Fire Department music and barbecue and run. And on the line, we have Nancy Brennick, who joins us again. Nancy, it's hard to believe it's been a year since we've talked last year on the radio.
I know, it's gone by so fast,
It has. Well, now, you're involved in the, and tell me, the Sweet Home Fireman's Fest? Is that the correct? Okay, I'm making sure I got the name right. The Sweet Home Fireman's Fest, that's coming up next weekend. You were telling me the 17th and 18th.
Yes, sir.
What's on the agenda for on all the events and activities going on out there at Sweet Home next weekend?
Well, actually, it's going to be a pretty packed weekend, so we're really hoping to see a good crowd out there. Friday night, we've got a lot of music going. Starting around 6 o'clock, we'll have DJ Bo Raz and Los Colachis and Nathan Colt Young Band. They're going to be cooking up gumbo and stew. They start serving at 6 and sell it till it's gone. Also, not sanctioned by the volunteer fire department, but all the proceeds benefit the fire department, is a margarita contest that is hosted out of Alton and Shelley Brown's shop, and they do margaritas, and they have a couple of different classifications for those. They do a home brew, and they also do a dip contest. Throughout the day, there are going to be bouncy houses available for the kids. They are going to be selling wristbands for those. And then instead of doing the run this year, we actually, our family always does something to help support the volunteer fire department, and we changed to Bird's Booze Wagon. So this is in memory of my brother, who died from cancer and was always, very involved with the volunteer fire department, and then they helped us out quite a bit. So look for us in the crowd. We're going to be wearing red shirts, and we'll be selling tickets for the Booze Wagon for that. Then, Saturday, the bouncy houses continue. There's going to be more music. Starting at noon will be Southpaw, and then around 3 o'clock in the afternoon will be Mama Tried Band. The barbecue cook-off goes on all day Saturday, multiple categories for that, and you can contact Julie Hahn or Larry Kupka. A good number for them is 361-550-7628. There will be the car, truck, and bike show Saturday. Alton Brown is also in charge of that, and his number is 361-772-0168. And then we also have, of course, the fire department games, the bumper races, the bucket brigade. That's always a lot of fun. And then around noon, there will be a washer tournament with plaques for first, second, and third place teams. And then in the evening, we start, winding things down from 8 to midnight. I say winding things down, but it's still a really big, really fun party. But Broken Alibi will be performing there as well.
Fantastic. You were telling me, some of the other folks that are involved in other branches of this event and festival, going back to the barbecue cook-off, just from your perception and in your view, because there's always a number of teams that participate out there at Sweet Home.
Yes.
How many would you say on average do you usually have?
Oh, gosh. That I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I was just,
no.
Trying to, because I would say it's been around 100, give or take. Would that be fair?
I was thinking so, yes, just in the past, and just walking through the crowd, and, and then sometimes, each campsite might have multiple teams, and then there are multiple categories, too.
Did it say on your paperwork there during the cook-off what? I know you mentioned the other stuff for tonight, but I'm sorry, for Friday night, a week from tonight. Mm-hmm. But what are the categories that they're cooking in for the cook-off this year?
I know they do. I want to say it's brisket, chicken, beans.
Doing ribs too?
They might be doing ribs. I'm not sure on that one.
Well, see, this is why you don't hold us accountable for anything in the cook-off, because I told Nancy, I said, we're just going to kind of wing it today and talk about the event. Now, for those who may not know, Sweet Home is a community in Lavaca County. And how does one get to Sweet Home, Texas?
Well, if you're coming from Hallettsville, you're going to travel south down either 77A or FM 318. And, if you're coming in from Shiner, you're going to come in on FM 531, and Yoakum would be, these are the smaller, closer towns that are, we're north of Yoakum. You'd also come in on 77A and FM 318. And then, from larger areas like Victoria, come in on 77 and catch FM 531. we're pretty easy to get to.
Yeah, I find you right there in Sweet Home.
Yeah.
And, now, the event is at the Sweet Home Community Center. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And again, let's get information on those phone numbers for the. Oh, and I mentioned the car show, and that's always a pretty neat, exciting to see who brings what out and all the work they put into it. Give me the number for more information on the car show one more time, and the cook-off one more time, if you don't mind, please.
Sure will. The car, truck, and bike show, you'll contact Alton Brown, and his number is 361-772-0168. And then for the barbecue cook-off, Julie Hahn, 361-550-7628, or Larry Kupka, 361-550-5365.
Nancy, I knew that I jumped on the line and got a hold of you last minute, but I always appreciate you, spreading the good word about the Sweet Home Volunteer Fire Department and their Fireman's Fest this weekend. And next weekend. I'm getting my weekends all mixed up. I'll be out there a week early if I go this week, but I'll bring Mama, being Sunday's Mother's Day. So anyway, and the dates one more time. That's going to be the Friday the 17th and Saturday the 18th, right?
Yes, sir.
All right,
yes,
Nancy.
Sir.
Thank you so much for visiting with me today. I appreciate it.
Well, you're welcome. Thank you for the opportunity to get our information out there.
You're very welcome. Nancy Brennick with the Sweet Home Volunteer Fireman's Fest. That's coming up next weekend, Friday and Saturday in Sweet Home. Now we'll check in with Brother Gary T. Moses, find out what's going on this weekend and throughout the month of May. Gary, thank you for joining us today on the Guadalupe Valley Views.
All right, Egan, always a pleasure being with you, buddy. There's stuff going on. It's May, and here we go.
Absolutely. Got to get Mom something nice first things first this weekend, Mother's Day Sunday, and I'm sure that you've got a number of things going on for Mother's Day around the Victoria and Crossroads area, don't you?
Well, of course, on Sunday, Mother's Day, happy Mother's Day to all our mothers, and, just something special for all of us, whether you have them here on this earth or in heaven above. You love them all, you know it.
Amen.
So, happy Mother's Day. Now, Egan, the last day, this Sunday, we'll say the last day of our Parade of Homes is Sunday, and what a day to take Mom out to visit some of the homes in our area. Victoria, they're in Rockport. We've got them in Port O'Connor, and we've got a bunch in Victoria, Inez. And so, that's a special day, and so many people do that, take their moms out or their wives out on Mother's Day.
You bet. Is that put on by the Builders Association of Victoria still?
They call it now, Egan, the Crossroads Builders Association, but that's it. You're right. That same bunch.
The Crossroads Builders Association putting on their Parade of Homes. And I guess where can you get tickets to jump in on that? Can you stop by just any one of those houses? Do they have them there, or how do we get tickets?
Any one of those houses, and CBA, you can call it Crossroads Builders Association in Victoria. They've got the information. They got tickets there. But, yes, at any house, pick up on one. Start there. They'll give you a book. You get your ticket, and you start making your way.
I'm glad you told me about that, because earlier this week I was down in Port O'Connor, and I did see one of the signs for one of the Parade of Home, down there. And I got to thinking, man, I remember when we used to do that. And,
you remember that?
Yeah. Oh, it's really neat, especially if you're thinking about building, or you, taking up some ideas, or just seeing what other folks are doing, or just like to go check things out. That is I'll be honest, I didn't think I was going to like it. A long time ago, I was like, this is a house. But boy, you get in some of these, and they are really, it's good craftsmanship in a lot of these, and you can see how some of these houses just come together. Especially with there was one guy who had he was a Harley Davidson motorcycle lover, and in his garage there was one area that it was like a chrome and Harley Davidson colors. Really neat. I mean, and these contractors, they do some spectacular work.
Oh, yes, they do. Again, I thought the same way. But then I start going to these houses. I said, well, they got me sponsored. So, and you go in there and you look. It's so beautiful to see a house, brand new, just the furniture in there, not cluttered. We all have those problems with cluttering, right?
Yeah. Just wait. We'll fix that for them. We'll
fix that for you real quick.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, it's really something special this weekend. So that's a big one this weekend. Of course, Field of Honor this week and next week. When our troops, a big one coming up, Egan, we're talking with now. the big one coming up is Warriors Weekend. That's Saturday the 18th to 17th. The troops are coming to Victoria. They'll be at Parkway Church. They'll visit us about 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They're going to be back on the road about 4:30 or so, heading down to Port O'Connor, and that's a weekend filled of fishing, barbecue, more fishing, a poker tournament for the guys and gals, and just a fun week. And that Friday, when they come in to Victoria on the 17th, we'll have a special ceremony for them, and I'll be emceeing that. And you've been a part of that. You know what I'm talking about. You've been around here. That's special.
We see some of these buses that make their way in, and they come in from all over. Now, I don't know if you have that information in front of you and what routes they take. I know some come in from Houston, others San Antonio, possibly Austin.
Correct.
I'm not sure, but I know even on the route to Victoria, when the buses make their way through these rural communities, it really is something to see, make the hair stand up on your arms and give you those chills when you see these communities get out, in the morning, midday, afternoon, waving those American flags, making their homemade signs, and saying, a big old tip of the Texas hat, and thank you for all of our veterans, both past and present, for your service and sacrifice to our country.
That's right. You said it well, son. You really did, Egan. That's so true. Everything you said. It's all about, the love we have for our veterans, our servicemen and women, those that have served our country. It goes without saying, they're loved by all of us. And it's special. So that's a big weekend. We have over 600 of those wounded soldiers, and we call them heroes. But there over 600 will be here for that weekend in Port O'Connor. And like I say, it's something special. But Parade of Homes covers Port O'Connor this week. You did see it right. And the Rockport, and then I'll be in Port O'Connor, not this weekend, of course, but next weekend for that. I'm looking forward to that. It's always special, isn't it?
It is. I got to ask you a couple of more questions about the Warriors Weekend at Port O'Connor. I know they have a website, and is there information? I know that, when this thing first started years ago, they said, hey, if you got a boat and want to take some of these guys out fishing, and all those boats came out of nowhere. I say that out of nowhere. They came from somewhere, but they came and people, volunteered and helped. And if one would like more information, whether it be the routes these buses are going to be taking, if people want information on where the stops are going to be, if people want information on how to volunteer, how can they learn more on that, Gary?
They can do so by visiting Warriors Weekend, their website, and also you can call down here. Ronnie Koshin is our president. He's listed. They'll have that number there. He'll talk to you personally and tell you who's coming in and what routes and everything. We've got him and, also Diane Patterson, which you know her well.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I sure do. Pardon me. I was thinking about Diane, calling her ma'am.
You were thinking Diane?
Yeah.
Yes, and you yes, ma'am, to her.
Uh-huh.
But she's a lovely lady, and she really works hard for Warriors Weekend. And she'll talk to you also. Those are the two people that have the information, and they're accessible by phone or the website, sir.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I appreciate you helping share that information, because we get so doggone busy. We look up and here comes the buses, and what happened? Who's that? What's going on? And now we know. So thank you a lot. I appreciate that. We mentioned Mother's Day, and I know that you've been in the education business for a long time.
You betcha.
And you know what that means. Right around the corner, we're getting ready for the class of 2019.
Yes, we are, Egan, and I'm going to tell you right now, it's right around the corner. Last day of school for VISD here is May 23rd. That's a Thursday. A couple more weeks. And we'll be having graduations. I know East and West. I'm doing some in Calhoun, some for East, West, some for the little kids, A-plus daycare. I'm all over, and I love it. And I know you get those requests, too, to be at those schools and divulge your information that you have to those kids to get them on the right track. I'm looking forward to it. It's always a great time of the year, isn't it, brother?
And I know that these folks have smiles on their faces thinking, my senior year, I can't wait to get out. And then, August rolls around and they're thinking, what happened? I got to go. Wait, what? This is real life?
What happened?
I got to go to college?
That's true.
Yeah.
What?
I remember it very well. They,